A man arrived at the first birthday party of his love rival's son, holding a funeral portrait. The guests thought he had gone mad, but little did they know that his purpose was to seek justice for his own daughter. Just a week earlier, the little girl had been starving at home, crying out for her mother. However, after receiving a phone call, the mother locked her in a room and left with toys to visit her lover's son. The confined space terrified the girl, and no matter how hard she banged on the door, even to the point of bleeding, no one responded. Meanwhile, the woman, upon entering her lover's house, immediately showed concern for the boy. Hearing him cry a few times, her heart ached with pity. Unaware that her own daughter was already covered in blood, with no food in the room, the girl soon collapsed from exhaustion. When the man returned from a business trip and couldn't find his daughter anywhere, he initially thought she was playing hide and seek, but upon seeing a plush toy by the door, he realized something was terribly wrong. Pushing the door open, he found his daughter too weak to even sit up. He rushed her to the hospital, but after several hours of treatment, the girl tragically passed away due to severe claustrophobia, starvation, and dehydration. Overwhelmed with grief, the man watched as his young daughter was covered with a white sheet. He immediately called his wife, but no one answered. He then instructed his assistant to locate her, only to discover that she was at another man's house. Furious, the man stormed over to confront his wife, who was acting as a nanny for her lover's child. She had prepared a lavish meal and was doting on the child as if it were her own. When the man arrived and called to confirm her presence, she deliberately ignored his calls, instead flirting with the child's father and declaring that she would never leave him. Enraged, the man barged in, only to be met with his wife's anger. She scolded him for entering without permission, and when he accused her of abandoning their daughter to care for someone else's child, she coldly replied that their 6-year-old daughter was fine and that she had left food and water for her. The man clenched his fists, smashing the table and the feast she had prepared, yet the wife remained unrepentant, even claiming that she had married him for a life of luxury, not to cook or babysit. She threatened him with divorce, but to her surprise, he agreed. At that moment, the man received a call from his assistant.